All right, let's talk about a really smart tool for your betting game, the patent bet. I like to think of it as your own personal safety net, something that can take a frustrating near miss and actually turn it into some cash back, maybe even a profit. So let's dive right in.
Oh man, I know you've been here. I think we all have, right? You've got this beautiful multi-leg bet. You've done your homework. You're feeling good. Two of your picks come in, and you're already counting your winnings. And then that one last result just completely tanks the whole thing. It's got to be one of the worst feelings in betting, for sure.
Yep, that's the brutal truth about a standard accumulator, isn't it? It's totally all or nothing. One little slip up, one single loss, and your entire stake just vanishes. Gone. But what if I told you there's a way to build in a cushion, a way to soften that blow?
Well, that's exactly where the patent bet comes into play. You see, at its heart, it's what we call a full cover bet. You still pick your three teams or three outcomes, whatever they are, but instead of lumping them all into one single high-stakes bet, the system automatically breaks it down into 7 separate bets for you. And that structure, that's your safety net. Now, of course, to place these kinds of bets, you got to have a solid platform that actually offers them. And look, if you are looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just search for betplace.us in your browser. It's a great resource. So yeah, just to hammer this point home, 3 picks, that turns into 7 individual bets. It's that simple. So, the big question is, what are those 7 bets? Let's break it down.
Okay, Section 2, the anatomy of a patent bet. Let's really get into the nuts and bolts of how this whole thing works.
It's actually super logical when you see it laid out. The whole point is to cover every possible winning combo. So you get 3 single bets, one for each of your picks to win on its own. Then you get 3 double bets, which is every possible pair of your picks winning together. And finally, you have the big one treble bet, which is all 3 of your selections winning, just like a normal accumulator.
And here's a perfect way to visualize it. Let's just call our picks A, B, and C. You can see right here how we get to 7. First, the singles, a bet on A, a bet on B, and a bet on C. Simple enough. Then come the doubles, A and B together, A and C together, and B and C together. And wrapping it all up is that treble, the home run bet, A, B, and C all coming through.
And this is the whole point. This is the magic of the patent bet. Because you have those single bets baked right in, you only need one of your 3 picks to win to get some money back. Just one. Your whole bet isn't dead in the water. I mean, that's a world away from a standard treble, isn't it?
Okay, theory is one thing, but let's put some real money on the line. Well, hypothetical money. Let's look at a real-world football example. This is where you'll really see how the numbers play out. So for our example, here are our 3 picks. We've got Fiorentina to win, Manchester United to win, and Monaco to win. And as you can see, the odds are all a little different, which is totally normal and actually makes these kinds of bets really interesting. Okay, let's talk about the stake. We're going to say our unit stake is €3. But remember, a patent is 7 bets, right? So our total stake isn't just €3. It's €3 times 7 bets, which gets us to €21 total. And that's a really key thing to remember. Your initial layout is going to be higher than a simple accumulator because you're buying that safety net. All right, so let's run through the scenarios. Let's start with the worst case. Well, not the worst case, but a tough one. What happens if only one of our picks actually wins? Let's say Fiorentina and Monaco don't get the win, but Manchester United pulls it off. What do we get back? Okay, so out of all 7 of our bets, only one of them comes in. That single bet we had on Man United. So we take our €3 stake for that specific bet, multiply it by the 2.45 odds, and we get back €7.35. Now look, we're still down overall, we made a net loss, but, and this is the whole point, we got some of our money back. With a normal treble, that €21 stake would have been completely gone, 0.
Okay, that's one winner. But what about a better scenario? What happens if 2 of our picks come through? Let's imagine Fiorentina lets us down, but both Manchester United and Monaco get the win. And you know, a scenario like this really highlights just how critical the odds are. Finding that little bit of extra value can be the difference between a loss and a profit. That's why comparing platforms is so important. And speaking of which, if you were looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, searching for betplace.us in your browser is a really smart move.
Okay, now we're talking. This is where it gets fun. With 2 winners, we don't just have 2 winning bets, we have 3. Think about it. We get paid on the single for Man United. That's 7.35. We get paid on the single for Monaco, another 540. And we get paid on the double that combines them both, which is a nice 13.23. You add all of that up, and we've got a total return of €25.98.
And there it is.
Almost €5 in profit. Remember, we started with a €21 stake, and even with one of our teams losing, we walked away with a profit. That, right there, is the power of the patent bet in action.
Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, this sounds a lot like a Trixie bet. And you're not wrong, they're similar. They both use 3 selections. So what's the actual difference? Let's put them side by side.
This chart really says it all. You can see a Trixie is only 4 bets, not 7. Why? Because it's missing the 3 single bets. It's just the doubles and the trebles. And that's the absolute key difference. With a Trixie, you have to get at least 2 winners to see a single cent back. The patent, because it has those singles, is the only one that gives you that true full cover protection.
All right, the final verdict. We've seen how it's built, we've seen how it pays out, but the most important question is this the right kind of bet for you and your strategy?
Let's just quickly sum it up. The biggest pro, obviously, is that full combination safety. Getting money back from just one winner is huge, especially if you're betting on things with higher odds. The downside? Well, it's more expensive up front because you're paying for 7 bets, not 1. And yeah, if one pick loses, it's going to take a big bite out of your maximum possible return. So really, it comes down to your personal style. If you like that safety-first approach, the patent is an absolutely powerful tool for you to have in your back pocket. And remember, having the right tool includes using the right platform. So one last time, if you're looking for a list of the best betting sites in your country with a 300% bonus, just go ahead and search for betplace.us in your browser.
And that really is the question I want to leave you with. It's a trade-off, plain and simple. Are you willing to pay a higher price up front for what is essentially an insurance policy? An insurance policy against that gut punch feeling of one bad result? That's a question every single one of us has to answer for ourselves. Hope this helps you out.